Problems happen from mainstream methods, including jogging, and we're gonna get into it today.
I've struggled with joint issues for years. 2 knee surgeries.
A lot of cartilage tears in both knees.
I tore my calf not once, I actually tore both calves.
So everything you know about jogging is probably wrong. Here's what I mean. I actually classify jogging more as a mindset or a mental training discipline rather than physical modality. It is, don't get me wrong, and I'm not disparaging jogging by any means. There's a lot of value in it, and it's a way that humans are designed to move. So it's very good. It is human. We should jog. So I'm not discounting it or disparaging it. Now, the reason why I put it in the mental category, have you ever met somebody, or maybe you experienced this yourself, where you're driving down the road and you have this really cool thought pop in your mind, something really creative that you never thought of before, and it was almost like an epiphany? Well, that happens because of forward ambulation. Your brain goes into a more creative state whenever you're moving forward and you have a constant flow of new stimuli coming into your sight, and then your brain is processing that, and then it clicks into a creative mode. That happens when you're jogging. Some people will go kind of mindless with it. It just allows them to escape a little bit. And then other people will have more of that creative flow, and they'll be able to let their mind wander, and it's peaceful, or they have new thoughts that they hadn't had before. And so that's why I classify it more as a mental discipline. Physically, it's more akin to the horse stance. So horse stance is a great foundation for strength. Jogging can build strength as well, but it's not really a strength building modality. Horse stance will build a lot of strength, foundationally speaking, and that looks like this. So if I just walk my toes out, my heels out, my toes out, my heels back, arms up, and then I bend and come down, and then you're holding that for like 1-2 minutes. But beyond that, you know, you're gaining the mobility and the strength from that, but beyond that, it becomes more of a mental discipline. It's how much pain can you endure? How strong are you building your neurological system to withstand stress? And that's what jogging can become. And don't get me wrong, we use jogging all the time. In fact, on one of our retreats, we're at the Spartan race. We all did the 5K together. It was a really cool time. But good things can also be overused. And so there's a couple of nuanced mistakes that people make. And I think that it has to do with mainstream methods. How many photos, magazine covers, Instagram pictures, all these things of Nike ads with just the really glamorous person in the jogging pose, showing off the new shoes. And so that gets into your subconscious, and then people start to think, oh, I need to be jogging. Like I said, it's a good human activity, but is it doing what you want it to do? Is it a weight loss modality? We'll talk a little bit more about that later. And honestly, I don't make a whole lot of weight loss videos. I'm more focused on the body weight, strength and skill and sustainability. And I would imagine that you are too if you're watching this video. And ultimately, that's what a human really desires, is the strength, the skill, and the sustainability long term. And jogging is just a very small piece of that puzzle. But don't make the mistake of thinking that it's doing one thing whenever it's not. At this point, I want to show you a couple of shifts that you can make and consider that might accelerate your training down the line. One of them, and this is just a personal favorite, something that I'm going to show today, and this is something that I learned from my Muay Thai coach, is how to jump rope and how to do it properly. It will create a full body workout, including the cardiovascular system, including a little bit of strength building, but overall body conditioning that people think is being done from the jogging, when that's not really happening. Even though it is, like, there is some strength, like I said, and on every time the foot strikes the ground, a couple 100 pounds of force is going through the legs. But it can also deteriorate muscle and prevent new muscle from growing. And it's not as weight loss oriented as people think it is. There's much more efficient ways for losing weight. Well, again, we'll talk about that in a moment. Here's just a couple of progressions if you'd like to see that my Muay Thai coach taught me. It's a really efficient way of learning how. So just pinching the elbows together, and then we come out to a horse stance, a little wide, and then we're just going back and forth like this. And this will be done for 15 minutes. So a minute here, and then a minute here, like this, with elbows pinched together, knees bent, hollow core like this, and hollow. And we'll get into all those shapes. And jumping rope is a skill, and that's what I like about it, because it is a skill. And whenever people do something that becomes rote, that becomes just weightlifting or jogging or these mainstream methods that's just promulgated through the normal regular institutions of school or big med or big fitness or whatever they may be. It's keeping people on these levels of mediocrity or even below mediocre, where they think that they can't do it, that, you know, building strength and skill and sustainability and all of these things is something that they can't achieve whenever they really can. You really can. Okay, so the next phase from that is just is adding a little hop as you do figure eights. All right, and then after that is going into the actual jumping and just the coordination. Okay, and so that's just one little aspect. Like I said, it's a personal favorite of mine, and you get some of the same feelings that you do from jogging, but just giving you some opportunity to stretch from where you are to where you want to be. Another aspect of training is that could be a little bit different and open up the horizon a little bit is rucking. Something a little bit new. We've got a student named Patrick. I think he's like 60 years old now, developed a lot of strength and mobility. And one thing that he enjoys doing is rucking. Now again, overdoing a good thing. We also have a lot of military people that'll come in for training and they're completely trashed from way too much rucking. Okay, so you want to find that balance in between. You want to have variety for your training. You want to be training, not just working out, but going towards higher, more sophisticated levels. Just like I showed you with the jump rope, I showed you 3 different stages there. For me, surfing, sometimes, well, the wave here that we surf goes for miles and miles and miles. And so sometimes you get pushed all the way down, way past from where you parked, and you got to jog back while holding onto the surfboard. One time in a different state, it must have been like a 3-mile hike, holding the surfboard in the sand to get out to the break. And then there was no cameras and there was to show the beach. And I didn't know that there was no wave either. So there was no waves, and hiked out, waited for a while, and then hiked all the way back. And so things like that of real life, of getting outside, getting into nature, putting the things that we train in here. I encourage the students to take what we do here and to go put it into practice out there. For example, like a Spartan race, or just other activities that can be done, just in real world, working on a farm, working outside in your backyard. Those things are extremely valuable. I think that they're underrated. I think a lot of people are confusing all of the technology and systems and protocols and optimization for fitness and all these kind of things for real life and what a human body is designed to be able to do. Now, I actually lost a lot of weight without any kind of jogging. And jogging is not really a modality, like I mentioned, for weight loss specifically. Yes, it will burn calories, but there's far more efficient ways of losing weight and maintaining a powerful physique that's capable of skill, not just going to the gym in a compartmentalized way and doing your workouts, but the application to all of life. And so this is where we'll actually get into some Powerbatics training and take a look at some of the things that I used for getting and staying in good shape, good athletic shape, and stuff that all of our students use. So I tell this story a lot. One of the things that helped me to become stronger and just lean was the acrobatic side of things. Now, you don't have to learn all sorts of flips and tumbling and everything. You can if you want, but that high dynamic, that high level skill, the use of your mind, the full engagement of everything is real, true fitness. I don't even like the word, but that is the truth of the matter. That's the strength, skill, and sustainability. So when I was doing tumbling, I would tumble for like 90 minutes a day, about 4 days a week. And I really didn't even have to work any strength. I could do human flags, muscle ups, handstands, no problem, just from the tumbling. And it also leaned everything out. And it kept me strong and powerful and stuff. And it just kept building on, building on. There's jogging involved in that, okay? There's jogging to go through even running full speed. It's almost like wind sprints, which actually is gonna set your metabolism higher. And because of the force of the impact, your body's like, whoa, I need the strength to be able to keep up with the skills that this person's demanding from me. And so that's gonna put on muscle. And it's gonna be the right kind of muscle too. It's gonna be that good, explosive, athletic muscle, not just a pumped up, muscle belly full of sarcoplasmic liquid and stuff that looks like a pump, but it's gonna be real athletic strength, okay? So one thing is like just jumps, just box jumps and coming down, and we have a whole workout that we do. We'll kind of stay kind of in that ambulatory movement and stay in a jog. And then we'll come around and we'll almost do like mini laps. And we'll come around and then we'll jump up, boom, jump down, boom, keep going. We'll ladder all the way up through into the point where we're going through all of the acrobatic progressions too. And you can see I'm already breathing a little bit more deeply than I was, but it's a quick way to increase the heart rate. It's skills, it's firing your brain, it's making you focus. And again, you don't have to learn flips, but I'm just trying to show you and open up kind of a portal to a whole universe of training that is accessible to you, that you can achieve. But it's just step by step, just like I showed the simple jump rope progressions. The same thing applies here. If we just take jogging and we're like, well, what's the next step from jogging? Let's go to sprinting, or let's go to box jumps. And I don't mean box jumps mixed with deadlifts in a quote unquote functional fitness box gym where people are exploding themselves and it's not really training them to any higher levels of skill. But what I mean is actually developing more sophisticated levels of strength and skill and sustainability all around. And like I said, you can do it. We've got people that have overcome all kinds of injury backgrounds that are all kinds of different ages. People are coming in with like TBIs and like joint problems and strokes and just athletes too. Athletes that just want to get to a different level, and they are, because it's not settling for that mainstream method, but stacking and layering on top of that. So you'll see people like Vinny talk about his story a lot, and he echoes what we see out in the public at large. Just a lot of injuries, didn't start until his mid-40s, never even worked out a day in his life, and then came in and little by little and bumps along the way, but can do every flip in the book and excelling from there. So it's really incredible to see what is actually truly possible and not listening to the naysayers and the negative Nelsons and negative Nancys. And if you find yourself around those kind of people, it's time to change people groups. And if you do that, then it takes courage to do that. And it's not about being mean, because perhaps they'll follow you by the example that you set, but it's about going the direction that you're designed to go. And that's a positive one. All right. And this really will change everything about the way you think about training. And I hope that you start using that word training instead of working out or quote unquote fitness. Fitness, whenever I hear that word, it almost sounds like McDonald's or something. But the whole thing is about changing our perspective. And once you see, oh, jogging, that's a mainstream method. What other things are mainstream methods? Okay. What other things can we start to modify and just get back to our excited state of when we were kids and we're like, wow, look, skateboarding, or wow, look, whatever sports that you like, whatever activities that you like, and get back to that. Maybe it's getting a trampoline in the backyard. I don't know. Everybody's different. Everyone's got their own goals and uniqueness and stuff. But what I want to do is just show you another modality, another method of just enjoying your training and opening things up to a whole new universe of progress for you. All right. So what can you do now? Well, you can subscribe. That's free. There's a lot of videos where you can research and see a lot of different ways of thinking about your training. Start to open up the mind and open up the body to further human development. You can opt in for free. I'm gonna send you email trainings written down. I like to write, and we'll send you those so that you can read. I feel like that's a valuable way of retraining the brain too, especially in this culture of a surplus of videos, to be able to just read and train ourselves with discipline and focus. There's also other videos that we'll send you, some secret subscriber videos that you'll get, and you'll be able to connect with me and my team and maybe go on from there. So I'll see you in the next video and in training soon.